met 샤를리즈. So nice to meet you. 저 오늘 의상이 그거거든요. 약간 그 그리스 신화에 나오는 것과 그런.
I had
아 진짜.
저희는 저희 다 진짜 DIY.
중학교 때부터 사랑을 했거든요. 중학교 때 맷 데이먼이 나온 본 시리즈가 있었어요. 그거를 보면서 영어 공부를 했었고 굿윌 헌팅, 리플리, 인터스텔라, 오펜하이머 이런 영화 다 너무 좋아했고 사실 연예가 중계하면서 이런저런 헐리우드 배우들 인터뷰를 많이 했지만 이 정도로까지 떨린 적이 없었고 그 현을 그 활에 이렇게 위로 올릴 때 걸 때 그때 여기 이제 그 핏줄과 전완근이라고 해야 되나? 그래서 깜짝 놀랐잖아요. 띵 할 때 진짜 막
진짜
심장 멎었어요.
맞아.
네. 어제 잠 10시에 누웠는데 거의 못 잔 것 같아요.
첫사랑 이슈 때문에.
첫사랑이. 근데 지금 연습을 해야 돼. 아, 어떡해. Matt, this was your third film with Christopher Nolan after Interstellar and Oppenheimer. 안녕하세요. 오랜만에 봬요. 안녕하세요. 인터뷰 너무 잘 봤어요. 그 해석이님에게 했던 그 질문 너무 좋았어요.
감사합니다.
그거 되게 NS가 답을 너무 잘했어.
그러니까.
너무
그리고
잘했다.
그 제재님을 좋아하는 게 그 눈에 보이는 거야. 이름도 다 기억하시고. 논란만. 아 진짜.
완전 심층. 맷 데이먼은 뭐 영화로 보면 되지. 맷 데이먼. 저도 원래.
Thank you, Madam 샤를리즈. It's so nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you. I'm Haesong, and I'm a host of Haesong's 1% Book Club channel. And congratulations on the Odyssey.
Thank you.
Very much.
It's going super viral already on social media.
Great.
So, Matt and 샤를리즈, you first worked together on The Legend of Bagger Vance more than 25 years ago. And you're back together in a much bigger film. And this movie has huge sets and scenes with thousands of people, but your scenes together are just the two of you. So what was it like working together again after all those years? Did anything feel the same or different about each other?
It was awesome. I love her. She's one of the best actresses in the world. Cover your ears for a second. And she's had the most extraordinary career since we worked together. Obviously won all the big awards and all of that. Knowing that the last thing basically we were going to shoot in this movie was this really intimate stuff with 샤를리즈, it was great for me because those scenes are so quiet and intimate. We were working with this camera that was new. It had this giant box around it to protect from the sound. So there was all these technical challenges, but I knew like having her as a scene partner, I was very, very happy that was the way the film was going to end.
That's so nice, isn't he? I felt the same. I mean, it felt like the same and it felt different. There was something very nostalgic about it, and I wasn't quite prepared for it until we kind of did our first take, and I had this flood of memories, and then we started talking about our experience 26 years ago. Yeah, I think, when you work with somebody, you just don't know if you're ever going to work with them again. I knew that if I ever got the chance to work with him again, I would love the opportunity. So it was a good lesson in that when you work with somebody, you should really kind of like be in the moment and enjoy it because you just don't know if the opportunity will come around again. And the fact that we had this two very, very different experiences working is very rare. And I'm really grateful that we got to have that.
Yeah, it's a weird life in the sense that you come together and have these really intense experiences because you're working on a project that you kind of put ahead of yourselves and you put all your energy into it, and then you just go off your separate ways, and you do that with thousands of people, right? Crew members and other cast members. But you know, like at our company, we've offered movies to 샤를리즈. Ben and I have both worked with her and love her and know how great she is. So hopefully it won't be
yes.
another 25 years.
Exactly.
I guess
We'll make
it
it
was
work.
a fate. So, 샤를리즈, this was your first film with Christopher Nolan. And what do you remember about your first day on set?
What do I remember? I remember sitting in the hair and makeup trailer with Matt and kind of just asking a million questions, especially about the camera too, because I knew that there was a lot of new technical aspects about it that to me on paper sounded quite complicated, but having conversations with you really made me go, wait a second, this makes total sense. Like, that's not such a big deal at all. But it's quite impressive to walk onto a set and see the size of the blimp on the camera and to see 7 people, you know, having to carry it out. It's just, we've been doing this for a long time, and all of a sudden you tend to feel like you've seen what a set looks like, and to walk onto the set and to see this camera, it just really felt like, wow, we're getting to experience something that is gonna be one for the history books.
Yeah.
And it's your third film with Christopher Nolan after Interstellar and Oppenheimer. And you said this was the hardest movie you've ever made. So did you know it would be this difficult?
He told me before we started, Chris, to his credit, doesn't like people being surprised. So he explained to me how hard it was going to be, but I couldn't really know exactly what he meant until we got out there. It was difficult for everybody because all of the locations were really challenging in different ways. And 샤를리즈 is right about the camera. The camera, when the blimp was over the camera, it weighed over 300 pounds.
Wow.
And so they had to build new steel plating for the dolly to even hold the camera and keep it stable. But it also meant that crew members needed to carry that wherever we were, you know, shooting all around these beaches and out into where the tide receded. You know, these guys had to carry that thing together out.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was really, so every department had kind of their own challenge on the technical side. And the film loads only last for 3 minutes or less, sometimes like 2.5 minutes,
Yeah.
somewhere in between. And so in the middle of our scenes, the camera would roll out and we'd have to just kind of freeze and wait for them to reload it. And so there were little things like that that were just new to us, even though
Yeah.
we'd been doing it a really long time.
Despite those technological limits, Christopher Nolan is known for using real sets and practical effects. So was there a set, prop, or moment that completely blew you away when you first saw it?
Like every day.
Every day, yeah.
day.
The lotus flower was I was really impressed by that because when they placed it, I thought it was fake. And
and
then
it was
they were like,
edible.
you can eat it. And I was like, what? This is so beautiful. Is that even real? So the food in my stuff, I was very impressed with the food.
Yeah, the level, the detail,
Yeah.
absolutely everything. Every department was, and Chris kept saying like he wanted the film to feel grounded, and, you know, and he said that to the actors, he said that to all of his department heads. So the wardrobe, the props, all of that stuff needed to feel like of the real world so that he could take the audience in with the IMAX kind of experience and put them in the middle of the journey.
And you were inside the Trojan horse.
Yeah.
Well, how was that experience?
It was claustrophobic. I asked him before we went to shoot it how he was going to shoot it, and he said, I don't know. He said, we're just going to jam into the horse and we're going to figure it out. And that's really what we did. We had like 20, 25 guys and we crammed in, and then Chris came in with Hoyta, the cinematographer, and the camera. They shut the door and we were in there and they figured it out. But I think it works really, really well. I'd always wondered what was it like inside the Trojan horse, and I really liked the way he envisioned that one.
And let's talk about the characters and the story. The Odyssey may seem like a story about a war, heroes, and monsters, but what really struck me was how much the woman shaped the journey of Odysseus. And Calypso may be the most powerful example. Odysseus may have survived a war and countless dangers, but at this point, he cannot continue his journey without her letting him go. So how did you understand Calypso's power in the story, and what does she bring out in him that no other character can?
Well, you know, some of her stuff is obviously changed, and I think to great effect. I think the purpose that she serves in Chris Nolan's vision of the story works really well because there's a whole other act that follows once he leaves the island. And I think what he kind of endures and has to kind of figure out on this island for himself is setting him up for that final journey home, which I think is more interesting to watch because it's not as one-dimensional as like I held him captive and then I was nice enough to let him go. It's that he gets placed on this island and what at its surface looks like I'm holding him captive, but that I want him to remember is truly the bigger part, is that I want him to heal, is that I want him to be ready to go home, and that no power that I have nor the lotus flower is holding him there, that he's really the one holding himself there. And that until he can kind of look at his life fully, so there's a healing quality to the PTSD that he's experienced as a warrior. I mean, I don't want to give too much away, but that a lot of this lies within him. That made it really interesting. I like that Chris kind of changed that.
Yeah.
I think it made the next chapter of Odysseus's reckoning with everything and getting home way more interesting to watch.
I guess you completed the meaning, true meaning to Odysseus' journey.
Some people mentioned it close to it feeling like a therapist, which I was like, I kind of agree with that, yes.
And Odysseus, he is remembered as a legendary hero, but he can also be cruel, dishonest, and disruptive. And sometimes he feels almost like an anti-hero. So what do you think this film is trying to signal about what it really means to be a hero?
I think it's looking at a flawed human being, and that's, I think, one of the reasons it's resonant. It's because, you know, he makes mistakes, but he very much has to live with the mistakes that he's made, and I think there's something very relatable about that.
Well, that's very interesting perspective.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of layers to him and reasons he makes the decisions that he makes, and hopefully the audience will, once they see it, it'll spark some discussions about a lot of the themes in the movie. Because the Odyssey is such a rich story. It's got so many themes in it, and depending on where you are in your life, you may see it as a homecoming or a story about family or war or death or love, and it is all those things. So I'm excited to hear what the Korean audience thinks.
I guess those diversity is one of the reasons why it survived for 3,000 years.
so,
Yeah. And both of you played amazing role. Like Odysseus is the greatest hero of the Greek army, and Calypso is a goddess from mythology. It's such a striking pairing, and I guess both of you might have gone through an intense regimen to maintain the perfect look for your characters. How was it, and what was the hardest part of that process?
샤를리즈 just looks like that naturally. I had to work very, very hard.
Oh, what's that journey?
It was a lot of work. Chris was very specific about what he wanted to look like, or what he wanted the character to look like. And he was right. The character needed to look a certain way for it to be believable. That all movies are kind of a form of a magic trick. And it's in the details. So you try to kind of geek out over the details long beforehand so that you can kind of prepare everything so that the audience can go with the illusion.
So
But she wants to know how you got your arms to look so good.
Yeah,
That's what she
like
wants.
I had a great female stunt double.
Like it took a lot of efforts.
A lot
Yes.
of work. He's
Yeah.
being humble and like way to work that it takes to physically get your body to be as strong as it had to be to endure this film. It takes tremendous work and dedication and discipline, and he's brushing over all of that, and I will speak for him. Just look over there. When you say yes to something like this, the dedication is every single day, every hour. It doesn't stop
Every hour.
until that movie is finished. And when I came onto the set, it was towards the end of the films. He'd already been shooting for 90 days or something.
Wow.
He had not skipped one workout or one meal, didn't cheat on one thing. His body was just like, he looked like a warrior. And you can't really hide those things. You can't hide them with clothes, you can't hide them with makeup. And especially in a Chris Nolan movie, you're not going to be able to hide them. So I've made action movies. I know the work that goes in. This was like,
Fast and Furious.
yeah, this is like, 1,000 times more than anything I've ever done.
No, it wasn't.
I know the pain and the exhaustion and yes, that goes into it. It's not easy, and so I think it's something that you need to talk more about because it's incredible. It's an incredible feat.
It's so touching that she is explaining about your endurance and perseverance.
We do it for each other.
Well, I just sold you out and was like, she just looks like so I'm sorry.
No, it was great. I didn't have to do anything. I had just done a movie in Australia where I was like climbing mountains and stuff. So trust me, I was very happy to just sit on a beach.
Can you top that?
Can I top that?
Yeah.
No, that was really, really sweet, and she knows better than anyone. You look at the action movies she's made, you know, from Aeon Flux to Atomic Blonde, they're awesome. Yeah, she definitely knows how to kick ass on screen.
Yeah, I think the audience will appreciate it on screen. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely did.
We just want them to believe it. That's really
Yeah.
our job. You believe everything that you're seeing. You believe the scenes when they talk. You know, that's the beautiful thing about movies. If we do our job right, then we transport you somewhere else.
Yes. Yes.
So this would be my last question. As people who made the movie Odyssey, what would you say to people who are going through a pain, setbacks, or feeling lost in their lives right now?
Well, far be it from us to give advice to people, but I can only tell you that in my own experience, it's about endurance and perseverance and not giving up. Ultimately, everything is temporary. There's no saying how long these hard moments last, but have faith they will come to an end.
That's so touching.
Yes, and I think that's what's, for me personally, why I love movies. I love being able to go to a theater and the lights go out and I'm watching a story where my pain, struggles that I'm going through is somehow being reflected in this mirror, this movie that I'm seeing. I think the Odyssey does a lot of that. You can watch this film and maybe see some of your own struggles and some of your own despair and maybe some of your own not so pretty human qualities and not feel like you have to judge them so much because it's a shared experience. And yeah, I think Matt and I are at an age where we can look at all of you and say it's going to be okay. It's just a moment in time. It will pass.
Thank you for giving us comfort through the movie Odyssey.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, from the moment I was confirmed about this interview, preparation for this interview felt like a dream.
Oh,
Really nice.
Yeah, thank you so
that's
much.
really nice.
Really
Thank you
nice.
so much.
Would
I
it
love
be-
your dress, by the
Ah,
way.
thank
look
you.
So
I
beautiful.
tried to dress up like someone from Greek mythology.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you did.
It's
Yeah,
great.
it's beautiful.
Would it be alright if we took...
아니 하고 나왔는데 더 잘할 수 있었는데 이런 생각도 들고 너무 좋아하는 사람이다 보니까 그 앞에서 이 분위기를 띄우는 게 잘 안 되는 거예요. 그럴 정신이 없었던 것 같아요. 그래서 그게 너무 아쉽고
가장 만족스러웠던 답변이 있다면?
좀 예상치 못한 답변이 나온 게 있었는데요. 이제 맷 데이먼과 샤를리즈 테론에게 두 분 다 되게 화려한 역할을 맡았거든요. 이제 맷 데이먼은 그리스 최고 영웅 오디세우스, 샤를리즈 테론은 그리스 로마 신화의 칼립소라는 여신. 그래서 영웅과 여신이 만난 거잖아요. 그래서 두 사람 다 캐릭터를 잘 수행하기 위해서 운동이라든지 식이요법 이런 거를 굉장히 빡세게 했을 것 같다 이런 질문을 드렸는데 맷 데이먼이 샤를리즈 테론은 항상 저 몸매를 유지한 사람이고 자기는 엄청 노력을 많이 해야 했다 이런 답변을 했는데 거의 고등학교 때 몸무게를 처음으로 다시 찍어봤고 한 6개월 정도에 걸쳐서 아예 탄수화물을 먹지 않는 글루텐 프리 다이어트를 하면서 막 글루텐 프리 맥주까지 먹을 정도로 정말 매 순간 힘들게 운동하고 식이요법을 했다고 봤는데 샤를리즈 테론이 옆에서 이 사람이 얼마나 뼈를 깎는 노력을 했을지 진짜 every day, every hour 그게 보여서 같은 배우로서 존경하는 마음이 들었다 이런 얘기를 했거든요. 그래서 본인이 이제 나 이만큼 힘들겠어가 아니라 옆에서 지켜본 배우가 그렇게 지켜 세워주는 그런 모습이 너무 좋았어요. 당신들이 오늘 내 하루를 만들어줬다. 그러니까 내 인생의 어떻게 하이라이트라고도 할 수 있는 장면이었고 이런 기회를 갖게 돼서 되게 감사하다는 말을 하고 싶었다 데이먼과 샤를리즈 테론이 그거를 되게 스윗하게 생각을 해주더라고요. 그게 저는 뿌듯해요. 그분들이 한국에서 또 저랑 했던 인터뷰 짧은 시간이었지만 좋은 기억을 가지고 갔으면 좋겠거든요. 그건 진짜 하나 잘한 점이다. 그건 좀 칭찬해.